Imagine this, in a world where school hallways echo with the cruel laughter of untouchable bullies, one fierce black girl storms in on her first day, shattering their reign with unyielding courage and razor-sharp wittingly to discover her heart belongs to the quiet, overlooked boy everyone calls the weakest. This isn't just a story of triumph. It's a raw, pulse-pounding tale of empowerment, unexpected love, and jaw-dropping twists that will leave you questioning everything. If you're in the USA or UK, craving stories that ignite your spirit and challenge the status quo, hit that subscribe button. Now join thousands who've unlocked exclusive narratives like this. Because missing out means missing the revolution in storytelling. Subscribe today, and let's dive into the epic. In the bustling corridors of Eastwood High School, where the air was thick with the scent of teenage angst and cafeteria mystery meat, a new chapter was about to unfold that would ripple through the lives of everyone involved. Starting with the arrival of Aaliyah Thompson, a 16-year-old black girl with skin like polished ebony and eyes that burned with the fire of 1,000 unspoken battles. She had moved to this mid-sized American town from the vibrant streets of Chicago, where survival meant being tough, quick-witted, and unapologetically yourself. But here in Eastwood, things were different. Cliques ruled with iron fists, and the Bullies, led by the infamous trio of Jake Harlan, Brittany Sykes, and Marcus Meathead Donovan, held court like petty tyrants, preying on anyone who dared to stand out or, worse, show weakness. Aaliyah stepped off the school bus that crisp autumn morning, her backpack slung over one shoulder, cornrows neatly braided and glistening under the sun, wearing a simple hoodie and jeans that screamed, "I don't care what you think." But inside, her heart pounded with a mix of nerves and determination. This was her fresh start, away from the family drama back home, and she wasn't about to let some suburban kids ruin it. As she navigated the crowded entrance, whispers followed her like shadows. Who's the new girl? Look at her hair, so exotic. But Aaliyah ignored them, focusing on finding her locker. Number 247, tucked away in a dimly lit hallway where the fluorescent lights flickered like bad omens. Little did she know, her first encounter with the Bullies was mere minutes away, and it would set off a chain of events filled with defiance, romance, and twists that no one saw coming. The bell rang for first period, but before Aaliyah could even open her locker, Jake Harlan sauntered over, his Letterman jacket straining against his broad shoulders, flanked by Brittany, whose bleach blonde hair and designer clothes screamed privilege, and Marcus, a hulking figure with a perpetual scowl and knuckles scarred from too many unchallenged fights. Jake leaned against the adjacent locker, smirking as he eyed Aaliyah up and down. Well, fresh meat. You lost, sweetheart. This ain't the hood. We got rules here." His voice dripped with condescension, the kind that made Aaliyah's blood boil. She'd dealt with worse back in Chicago, where words like that could escalate into something real, but she played it cool, turning to face him with a raised eyebrow. "Rules? Like what? Don't step on your fragile ego." The hallway hushed, as students paused, sensing the tension. No one talked back to Jake, especially not on their first day. Brittany laughed, a high-pitched cackle. "Oh, she's got attitude. Cute. But honey, you better learn your place quick." Marcus cracked his knuckles, stepping closer, his shadow engulfing Aaliyah. "Or we'll teach you." But Aaliyah didn't flinch. Instead, she smiled, a slow, dangerous curve of her lips. "Teach me. Boy, please. I've forgotten more about standing up for myself than you'll ever learn." With that, she slammed her locker shut and walked away. But Jake wasn't done. He grabbed her backpack strap, yanking her back. "You think you're tough? Let's see how tough you are after school." The challenge hung in the air, and Aaliyah knew this was it. She couldn't back down, not if she wanted to survive here. Word spread like wildfire through Eastwood High. The new black girl had stood up to Jake Harlan, and now a confrontation was brewing in the parking lot after classes. Students buzzed with excitement, some rooting for the underdog, others betting on the Bullies' inevitable victory. Aaliyah spent the day in a haze of classes, her mind racing. English lit blurred into math, history into science. But everywhere she went, eyes followed her. During lunch, she sat alone at a corner table, picking at her tray, when a soft voice interrupted her thoughts. "Hey, that was brave what you did earlier. But be careful, Jake and his crew, they're mean." She looked up to see a boy with messy brown hair, glasses slipping down his nose, and a frame so slight he seemed like a gust of wind could knock him over. His name was Ethan Miller, the kid everyone called the weakest, the one who got shoved in 2 lockers, had his books knocked from his hands, and never fought back, always mumbling apologies instead. Aaliyah studied him, intrigued by his gentle eyes and the way he fidgeted with his sleeve. "Thanks for the warning, but I can handle myself. I'm Aaliyah." Ethan nodded, blushing slightly. "I'm Ethan. Just don't get hurt." "Okay." He scurried away before she could respond. But something about him stuck with her, his kindness in a sea of cruelty. As the final bell rang, the parking lot filled with spectators, a makeshift arena of asphalt and anticipation. Jake, Brittany, and Marcus waited by Jake's truck, arms crossed, smirks plastered on. Aaliyah approached with steady steps, her heart thumping but her face a mask of confidence. Alright, let's get this over with. What, you gonna throw punches? Or just talk me to death? Jake laughed, circling her. Oh, we're gonna do more than talk. Marcus, show her. Marcus lunged, his fist aimed at her shoulder. But Aaliyah dodged with the agility of someone who'd taken self-defense classes in the city, grabbing his arm and twisting it behind his back in a move that left him yelping. That's for grabbing my bag earlier. The crowd gasped as Marcus stumbled, rubbing his arm. Brittany shrieked, "You bitch," and charged, nails extended like claws, but Aaliyah sidestepped, tripping her with a swift foot, sending Brittany sprawling into a puddle. Jake's face twisted in rage. You'll pay for that. He swung wildly, but Aaliyah ducked, countering with a sharp elbow to his gut that doubled him over. Stay down, or I'll make it worse. Panting, Jake glared up at her. This isn't over. But the crowd cheered, phones out recording the upset, the Bullies defeated by the new girl on her first day. Aaliyah walked away, adrenaline surging, but as she passed the edge of the lot, she saw Ethan watching from afar, his eyes wide with awe. That evening, as Aaliyah replayed the fight in her mind while unpacking boxes in her new room, her phone buzzed with notifications. Videos of the confrontation had gone viral on social media. Hashtag new girl owns Bullies. She smiled, but a part of her worried about retaliation. Bullies like Jake didn't take humiliation lightly. The next day at school, the atmosphere had shifted. Students nodded at her in respect, some even high-fiving her in the halls. You're a legend, one girl said, but Jake's crew lurked, shooting daggers her way. During gym class, Aaliyah noticed Ethan again, struggling with pull-ups, his arms trembling as classmates snickered. On impulse, she walked over. Hey Ethan, want some tips? He looked surprised, wiping sweat from his brow. Me, sure. She demonstrated proper form, encouraging him gently. It's not about strength right away. It's technique. As they talked, she learned more about him. Ethan was a strata student, passionate about astronomy, but his parents' divorce had left him withdrawn, making him an easy target. I just try to stay invisible, he admitted. Aaliyah felt a pull toward him, his vulnerability contrasting her toughness. You don't have to be invisible. You're worth seeing. Over the following weeks, Aaliyah and Ethan's paths crossed more frequently in the library, where she'd help him with homework he didn't need help with, just to chat. In the cafeteria, where she'd save him a seat away from the bullies. Jake's crew plotted revenge, spreading rumors about Aaliyah being troubled from the city. But she brushed them off, her confidence growing. One twist came during a school assembly, when Brittany accidentally spilled paint on Aaliyah's clothes. Backstage, Aaliyah confronted her privately, not with fists, but words that cut deeper. You're scared, aren't you, that someone like me can come in and show everyone you're not as powerful as you pretend? Brittany faltered, tears welling, revealing her own insecurities about her family's financial struggles. It was a moment of unexpected empathy, and while they weren't friends, the harassment from Brittany lessened. But the real twists were just beginning. As Aaliyah's feelings for Ethan deepened, she found herself daydreaming about his shy smile, the way he explained constellations with passion. A secret from her past surfaced. Back in Chicago, Aaliyah had been involved in a street fight that went too far, defending her little brother from gang members, resulting in probation and the move to Eastwood. She hadn't told anyone, but when Jake, digging for dirt, hacked into school records, or so he claimed, he confronted her in the hallway. I know your secret, Thompson. You're on probation for assault. One more fight, and you're done. The hallway froze, students murmuring. Aaliyah's stomach dropped. How did he know? Ethan overheard, his face palling. Is it true? He asked later, in the quiet of the school garden. She nodded, tears threatening. I was protecting my family.